Hey, unless you've been living under a rock, you've all heard of Elon Musk asking advertisers to F themselves. Well, if you've been living under a rock, then please listen to this video right here.
This had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself.
But
go yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
well, let me ask you then, what do you do?
GFY.
Now, I'm sure all of us are wondering why he would have said something like that. So I'm just going to go through his thought process and put together 3 possible hypotheses on why he would have said what he said. Right? The third one I feel is the most plausible, so you should watch till the end. The first hypothesis: Elon doesn't get advertising. As someone who's been in the advertising industry for the last 15 years, I know that you can be a rocket scientist, but you need to be experienced to understand what happens, right? And the truth of the matter is, Twitter is not essential to any advertiser. If you want to be an advertising platform, you have to be essential to some advertiser for some marketing objective, for some vertical at least, right? So, for example, if you are a lead gen advertiser, a lead generation advertiser, Facebook would be essential for you. If you're an advertiser that is driving traffic to a website, you can't do without Google. If you're an advertiser that wants to drive awareness at the upper funnel, then you can't do without YouTube. Or if an advertiser that has a majority of their target group as Gen Z, you probably can't do without TikTok. So these become really essential for that particular marketing objective, and it's unlikely that advertisers ever pull their money out of these platforms very easily, right? Twitter is not essential to anyone for any marketing objective. It's been a crappy platform for direct response for a long time, and brand advertisers don't see this as essential at all. Twitter is a line item in a large media plan that people invest in subjectively from their discretion. And you just told the same people to F themselves. So I don't know where that's going to net out. But let's look at the second hypothesis, which is Elon's trying to put reverse pressure on advertisers to advertise on the platform, right? So we've seen consumers put pressure on advertisers by saying they'd boycott them if they still continue advertising on some platforms. And Elon's hoping that the reverse would work, which is, I feel like, kind of stupid, because you can't force someone to advertise on a platform. Brands can always come up with 100 reasons why they're not advertising on a platform, and nobody's ever lost their job for not advertising on a platform. So this kind of consumer pressure, and imagine if consumers were to say, we're going to boycott all the brands that don't advertise on Twitter. That's a pretty big list. It's a pretty hard life to not use any of those brands. So, let's look at the third hypothesis, which I feel probably is the most likely one, which is that Elon's trying to save face. Why do I say that? It's because we all know Twitter is a sinking ship from an advertising standpoint. We all know advertisers are fleeing Twitter and revenues are going down dramatically. And we know that's happened significantly more than after Elon took over. So Elon's looking at a reason or an excuse, which he said it himself. He said, if Twitter were to go down, it would be because of this. So he's preparing grounds for a plausible reason and putting the blame and making the advertisers the villain, which suits him and his politics really well, but it's not the truth. Anyway, having said all of these 3 things, I just want to leave you with this. All of us would have had bosses who were not supportive, or, we had shitty bosses in the past. But I wanted to take a moment to think about this person. Imagine your boss is sitting in front of all advertisers and asking them to F themselves. Maybe you'll feel better about your situation than your boss. Thank you.